Hi guys, this is Lisa Harris with My Creative Pursuits, and today I wanted to show you how I'm going to decorate my January Lister's Got a List notebook. This is my first time to participate in Lister's Got a List. It's also my first time to do a process video, so we're going to see how that turns out. But I want to get a little messy with this, and so what I've done is I've put together my own notebook for my traveler's notebook for my Fodori, and I've used printable ledger papers that I printed myself and then just made the cover out of manila folder material. And so you can see on the inside there's that printing for the branding for the file folder type for the manila, so I'll definitely have to cover that up on the inside. But the first thing I'm going to do is disassemble the notebook so that I can get inky with the front cover. That's one of the reasons that I wanted to get started with Lister's Got a List, because I don't get to use as many of my mixed media techniques in my scrapbooking as I would like to. I know, first world problems, right? But so I thought this would be a great opportunity to really exercise some of those skills. But today what I'm going to do is real basic, real simple, and it's my favorite go-to mixed media technique. So I'm going to do a watercolor wash, and before I get started with that, what I want to show you is that these are the materials that I've already sort of decided on. I found these in my stash from Basic Gray, not 365, just Capture, the Capture line, and it seemed like these elements from the paper pad that I had would be perfect for a listing journal. I found this set of numbers, which I'll use for each day. I'll just staple them or tape them or glue them into the individual pages to number each day. And then I thought I'd use this little label here to show which month I'm working with. And I really liked this. We'll see if I can work that in somehow as well. And then coincidentally, I found this pack at my Tuesday morning in the next town over, and it's from the same line, the Capture line, and it's got some elements in it too that I thought I would use. So all of that to say, this is where I'm getting my color palette from these supplies that I'll be using to decorate my cover. Alright, so with that, let's begin. So like I said, I'm going to do a watercolor wash on my actual notebook cover. I'm going to do the front and the back, and what I'm going to just do is I'm using Tim Holtz Distress Stain Broken China, one of my favorite colors, but it also has that bluish green undertone that's going to match pretty well with the Basic Gray supplies. So I've just put a generous amount of the ink onto my mat. This is actually an oven mat, a non-stick oven mat that I got at a kitchen store, but it does the exact same thing as your craft mats do. It's non-stick. I mean, I've got a lot of junk on here, but that's how I like it. Not a neat freak, not at all. But my point is, all of this could come off of there. Okay, so I've added water until you can see a really good beating up of the ink itself, and so I'm just going to dip that manila cover into that watercolor wash that I've created. And you can see it begin to take on that effect. I'm going to add a little bit more water because it's a little bit more saturated than I would like. I did put a lot of ink on the map, though, to be fair. That is okay. It is going to be different every time you do it. It's never wrong. But to me, it's just a whole lot of right. So I've got pretty good coverage, excuse me, on the front side of my cover. It's starting to shape up nicely. So I'll just do it again for the back side. Add a little more ink to my mat. Boy, that's an annoying sound. A little more water. And you can see a little bit of yellow in there. That's okay. There are yellows in the capture. I mean, in the, gosh, why do I keep wanting to call it 365? The capture materials, supplies. And you can see that some of it's coming off my hands onto the inside of the cover. I'm totally okay with that. That does not bother me at all. I won't even notice it. Some people would though, and that's why they don't enjoy this kind of technique. And that's okay too. All right. Just about got it where I want it. So, yeah. I'm going to hit it with the dryer. It won't take long to dry. And all that warping that you see, some of it will work its way out. Some of it won't. And again, it doesn't have to be perfect. And I'm not worried about the imperfections. Just try to get that one little section right there. That didn't seem to take it. Okay. Ready to dry. Okay, it's still a little damp, but it is dry enough for my purposes at this point, and I am loving the look of that. I'm just going to add a couple of layers in with some other colors and some stencils, or a stencil, just one. I'm going to get too crazy this first time out. And so one thing that's happening here is that water has pooled inside the crease there of the notebook itself. And so what's going to have to happen when I'm finished decorating and it's completely dry and ready to go, I'll reinforce that with some packing tape so that it won't rip on me as I'm using it throughout the month. All right, so I'm going to use this little polka dot stencil. And I've already decided on some fired brick. And so I'm just going to use a makeup sponge. And this ink pad is getting pretty dry, but it's believe it or not, it still has enough ink to do what it needs to do. So I'm just going to go in, just lightly dab some polka dots in that fired brick color. Yeah. Come down here, this bottom corner, and do it again. And I'm trying to keep it just on the front cover because I really don't want to do too much to the back cover since it's not going to be seen too much. Okay. Oh, that was a little too square. Let's see. A little too perfect. That's a little better. All right. Now to clean this off, just a little water. I'm using these Distress inks from Tim Holtz, and they are very, very water soluble. Thank you. And so easy cleanup on something like a stencil. Now I think I want to add in some white too. Maybe kind of in between the reds. Sort of. Yeah. Try it. If I don't like it, that's okay. I don't have to live with it for a month. Alright, so for this I'm just using this is a chalk ink from Quick Quotes. and a sponge dauber. I'm just positioning the stencil so that this is going to be kind of in between those red dots. It's going to be red, white, and blue when I'm done. I hope it doesn't come out looking too patriotic. But that's okay too. Anything goes. Everything is okay on this Saturday. Yeah, not a huge fan of that. I may not do the bottom. Now I'm wishing I'd done only white. Because I do like the look of the white. I just don't like it with the red. Oh well. I'll stop there. Looks like a circus. But that's all right. We are going to work with it. So, the last thing I thought I'd do to my background is just draw some little pin lines around the circles. Get that real mixed media look. Not trying to be perfect with it. Not by any stretch of the imagination. I'm not even going around every circle. Just the ones that seem more prominent. Well, my pen's not wanting to work with that chalk ink so well. Just fine with the Distress ink though. Maybe I'll stick to that and then come back and do the chalk inks last. It's kind of fun. It's growing on me. Still looks a little circusy. But you know, going back to school, getting back into the routine of things after a long winter break, sometimes that can be like a circus. So, hopefully, this January won't be, but wouldn't it be appropriate if that's the way that it turns out? Okay. Almost finished with that. Let's see, on the white ones, I'm really not trying to be perfect. Just try to give them a little bit of definition against that light color background. That one wasn't even round. Okay. Unusual, different for sure, but that is what makes the world go round. Everybody is unique. Alright, so now I'm just going to start choosing elements to go on the front cover. Maybe I can use this to cover up a lot of that I don't like. I feel like that almost needs a backing, and it kind of gets lost against that background. Cut out my January. Oh look, that almost matches that background against that one. Cool. Okay. So let's see what's in this handy dandy little pack that we might want to use. I like the camera, like the hot air balloon, but I don't know. I don't know about the orange with the other colors. I'm going to have to put a pin in that and think about it. There's a lot of travel theme items in this little packet. Oh, I don't know what that says. I like the ticket. Kind of like this for kind of a focal point. Yeah. Oh, I like that. Okay, I'm gonna go with that. Let's see. Stapler. I don't know that the 40 is as significant at all, but hey, we're gonna go with it. All right. So that will go there. Maybe not so much the hot air balloon. If anything, I need to pull in more red. I'm not even sure that I'm in love with that idea. I really want to use this. This is your year, but maybe I'll have to do it on the inside. I wonder if it'll work there. Why not? Why not? Doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be pleasing to me. I'm not displeased, so I'm going to go with that too. Actually, before I do that, I want to mimic this little flag tail shape. There we go. Can't remember who showed me that trick to cut a notch first and then cut from each corner to make your flag tail shapes, but yeah, works every time. All right, this is your year starting in January. And I'm not liking these dots showing through so much, so I'm thinking about maybe putting the ticket behind there, because I'm planning to use the brown stickers, the letter stickers that came in this pack to put my Lister's Got a List. Do it like this. From behind there. Whoopsies. Oh, I'm going to add that little layer in there too. Alright, so what do we got here? Got the ticket in the background. Ticket to a new year, huh? No, I'm going to glue it. One staple is enough. Alright. How about we put it right side up? Yeah, that always works better. Okay. Well, still didn't accomplish my goal. Hiding those dots in the background. It's a little better. I just reposition this maybe a tad bit. Well, you can mask so many things with paper. And that just goes to show you, when you do something that you're just not totally in love with, there's always a way to fix it. Alright, so I am going to use this little bugger with this little orange. Rebel that I am. I know there's no other orange on the page or on the cover, but that's just how I roll. I'm going to put orange when it doesn't belong. So then I think I will use washi tape to hold her all down. And I just reached in and grabbed this one, but it may just be the ticket. Haha. No pun intended. Oh yeah. Wow. Initially it's wow, and then when you hold it to it, it's ugh. Maybe a subtle chevron on the end. Where are ya? There we go. Oh, that's kind of orangey too. Well, maybe that'll pick up on that orange. Digging it. Okay, it's kind of funky, but like I said, I don't hate it. Kind of like it. I can stand to look at that for a month, I'd say. I got a couple of dots down here. Yeah, I'm pretty pleased with that. After all, next time I won't do the dots together. That's too busy, but hey, lesson learned. All right, so for the inside, I do want to cover this. It just bugs me, and I don't know why. Shouldn't, but it does. But there are these 3x4 journal cards also included in this capture package. So a real quick fix would be maybe one of those with one of the little die cuts that it comes along with. And good to go. That's kind of neat. You could put anything inside there. Maybe that's where I'll put my Lister's Got a List lettering. Yeah, okay. So, where'd that washi tape go? Right next to me. Taper down. Totally. All right. And then I'm going to dig out these little alphabets. Because you can't have a Lister's notebook without the good old Lister's Got a List. Hashtag, right? Let's see, are there enough letters? Lister's List. Yeah, I think so. So I'm going to start by working backwards. That's just how I like to letter. And I'm going to start down here in this bottom corner because I want my lettering to be right justified. Is that right? Yeah, right justified. Okay. I don't know that I'm going to worry about that tiny little dot for the eye. I've already enough time just getting the eye itself straight. Okay, so there's list. Gotta. Start with the A. I'm going to leave the, what do you call that, the middle of the A in there. Yeah. Oh, out of T's. What am I going to do? What will I do? I will think of something. Okay, got a list. Got a list. Maybe I'll just do... Oh, I know what I'll do. Okay. Those E's are big old Wappa Joppas compared to the other letters. Alright, so here's where it's going to get a little interesting. So I'm just going to take an F and trim off the little overhanging part at the top and make it into another T. Bam. You can totally tell too. Whenever the letters don't totally line up and they're tiny like this, I like to use my paper piercer to kind of scooch them around. Get them right where I want them before I really adhere them down. Particularly these little straight ones that need to be straight. They need to appear straight. And there we go. Lister's got a list. Alright, so a little bit more pen work, and we'll call this done. Alright, so all I've got to do now is reassemble my little notebook. And I'll just do that by putting more staples along the spine. I will reinforce with packing tape so that it doesn't come apart on me throughout the month. And I'm also going to cut apart these numbers and adhere them onto the individual pages as I'm working through my book. All right, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Bye-bye.